All right, check it out. It's this is the default setting. So this is, I think I'm halfway now. I think I got 14. Well, I got to bring this side around to here, and when I get that next dot, then I'll be halfway. That'll be 14 rows going that way. And if you're doing this, I strongly suggest you start from the top and work your way down. I think it would just be easier. But it's coming along. It's coming along. Coming along. And again, I think if you're just if you're basing some of what you're doing off of my mistakes, you'll have a cleaner look when it comes to the paint, but I just don't care anymore because I'm too far into this and I don't have as much time. I didn't think it was going to take this much time. But when you guys paint it, you're not going to do the acrylic, and so you're not going to have to go back and sand that off, and you're not going to have to go back and think you can do 2 coats of paint. It's not going to be a big deal. So when you paint it, it'll be it'll be similar to this on the back. See, that's sort of I was wearing a little gas mask while I was doing soldering. It seemed to have some fumes on it. That's the back. But yeah, it's coming along. And that battery pack is working. I don't know. Once I get all the lights on there, I'll see how long it holds to charge. But and if need be, I'll just get a second pack, and I'll show you how I'm gonna wire that. If I can get, my goal is 3 hours out of it. If I get 2, I'll be happy. But if I get 1, then I'm definitely gonna get another battery pack, and I'll just put one on this side and one on this side, and I'll show you how I'll wire it up. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get another one of these. This is your 12 volt step down to 5 volt. And that works really good. So I basically have this is the power that goes into the controller. And I gotta look at the camera, not what I'm doing. It goes from the controller that plugs in like in the last video there. Goes all the way around, plugs into the controller here. And I got all these wires in it. I'm tightening it up on the inside. Goes in the controller here. It does get a little warm, but I think that's fine. And then I have my second wire that goes out of the 12 volt, goes into this, knocks it down to 5. And that's powering all my separate leads. And the one thing with the wiring on this, and I'll probably draw it out so it's even easier to understand what I'm talking about. For some reason, and it shouldn't be like this from all the research I've done, and I don't know if it's because of the 5 volt wires or what, but I'm basically, let me see here. Let's just say, let's just use this as an example. So let's just say this, the back of this is the tail end, but let's say this is the positive end. Let's just say this was the end that plugged into this, that way. It's not, because this is the male end, you need the other end. But just so you understand what I'm talking about. So you'd plug into this, and then what I'm having to do, after I get through one strand of lights, it's not sending the signal. I can't get the signal to jump to the next line, even if I'm running a separate power line through my designated extra power. And just because for whatever reason that's what these wires need. And I don't know if it's because they're 5 volt or what. So what I'm doing, so inside the helmet, I have this plugged into the controller, and on the back end, I'm splintering off 3 runs. There's 3. Let me try to hold this here. There's 3 cables coming off of this, and so I'm splicing into this, the main one that's directly connected to the remote. And so I have 5 strands of lines going, LED rope that's going to this. So, and each strand is 16.6 feet, I believe. So about every 2 strands, I'm connecting directly back to this. I'm splicing directly to the main connector that goes directly into this. I shouldn't do that based on the research, but I was about to throw this thing through the window and I was getting really ticked off. And then I'm like, let me just see what happens if I do this. And then it started working. I don't know if that's the case with 12-volt wires. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't know. I'm going to get it to work no matter what. I'm dead set on that. That's going to happen. But that's what I'm having to do. So I don't know if it's a 5-volt versus a 9-volt versus a 12-volt type of LEDs. If you ask me superior information and you're like, oh man, you should use 12-volt, man. Those things are a piece of cake. Well, comment below and let me know, because I'm going to do another one of these helmets, a 10-inch cylinder that my son can wear because he's pretty small, and I might go that route. So if you're like, yeah, it's like a piece of cake, because I see all these people posting these videos, and this one guy's like, yeah, I did it in 2 weeks. I'm like, 2 weeks? Did you take like vacation for 2 weeks and you did nothing except build this thing? Because the wiring on this takes forever. If somebody would have told me I had to put this many hours into doing this, I would have been second guessing myself. So again, maybe it's just, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I'm just trying to figure this out, and there's a massive learning curve. Obviously there is with the paint, because I botched that up, but, and I know I could probably sand this down afterwards, even though I have these already in there, and I'm not going to take them out and tape them and really get in here, really get in there and tape these off. Because I've seen people do that. They put these in first, and then they put masking tape over this, and then they paint it. And I'm like, I don't know about that, because you might see a crease in here. I don't know. I'm just not dealing with that. I'm going to be wearing this thing, and people are going to be like this far away from me. Anybody that rolls up on me and like is in my face, then I don't know why they're going to be that close to me. So, comment below, please. Let me know if I should definitely use 12-volt or something different than 5-volt LEDs. Because the controller I'm using is what everybody's saying, and it works great. It gives me the patterns I want. There's like 300. You just set it and forget it. As far as, if you're just walking around letting it do its thing. But if there's a different type, let me know, and I will update the link in the description to those lights. They obviously work. Don't get me wrong, but it just seems like it's a pain, and I don't know if it's me or if it's the type of LEDs. I don't know. Any spare information you can offer, that'd be great. Till next time. The next row now is going to go in the opposite direction. Actually, they're going this way, so they're just going to go, it's going to go this way. So I got 14 here. I have 15 here. 29 rows. 5 packs. I think that's going to be 300 times 5. It's 1,500 LEDs in this bad boy. Talk to you soon. Peace out.